One map, one humanity. One map because it's a representation of the whole world. A map, geospatial technology, service and applications for a better world. And this means transforming the lives of people, places and planet. It's also a one humanity because we bring together geospatial information across 5 pillars of the United Nations, from peace and security to sustainable development, humanitarian action, international rule of law, and human rights.
Citizen science has been effective for decades, addressing global challenges like climate change, pollution, biodiversity loss, and public health, precisely because it involves local impacted communities. It's a transformative approach where skilled members of those communities contribute actively to scientific research.
We envision the CSGP to provide a well-paved avenue for continuing dialogues as well as sharing between the global North and South, and also be a positive and influential advocate for diversity and inclusion to support the steady engagement of communities from around the world.
Citizen science is now an integral part of the EU Research and Development Programme Horizon Europe. Citizen data is now impacting EU legislation. The first laws based on citizen science data have been passed to deal with plastic pollution.
Building on our collective knowledge, together we can level the playing field with forward and innovative thinking, targeted actions, and leverage resources and funds.
We'll at last have a seat at the table with national policymakers. So we've got every hope of helping to leverage citizen science into the mainstream through this.
This we see as something that's going to lead to improved livelihoods, because whatever is formulated is going to have a greater significance to the citizens, having a greater understanding themselves of their environment, and ultimately the authorities will get it right.
CSA's many activities are engineered to catalyze success in our community around one core activity: broadening and especially deepening science engagement across historical boundaries to produce high-value knowledge.
When scientists like myself support these community members and collaborate with them, we can build their ability to collect robust and high-quality scientific data.
There are citizens who dedicate their lives to being farmers, builders, economists, teachers. These people are curious about the world around them and intelligent, and have the ability to contribute to science that works towards the United Nations goals.
The doctors can, but it was a new sick, the doctors can study it, so if it happens next time, they'll know what to do.
I really like the idea that normal people can actually make such a huge difference to our world.
I want to work with scientists so they can teach me the skills I need to collect data that contributes to real-world research.
Science research can help us save the world, as it can broaden our understanding of environmental and climate issues that we're dealing with and will deal with.
Science research will help us understand the world and make it a better place.
And by harnessing people power at scale, citizen science creates three key advantages. The first is in data collection. Citizen science can mobilize millions of people to gather extensive data across vast regions, finding information quite often that scientists didn't even know was there. And that's simply because those scientists can't be everywhere all of the time in the same way as citizens can. Secondly, it allows cost-effective monitoring over time. This can greatly reduce the financial burden on our research agencies and institutions, freeing up their precious time and resources. Lastly, citizen science enhances public engagement. By fostering understanding and participation, it builds trust in science.
The power across the UN system of all these 42 UN agencies, we are putting geospatial information at the service of humanity. And this means that on peace and security we'll be much better on monitoring and supporting the tackling of conflicts and the achievement of peace. On the sustainable development pillars, we bring together social, economic and environmental information. We tackle the climate and resilience. We tackle the environmental problems and the triple planetary emergency. If we bring together information, we also tackle the information on humanitarian action, from the logistics on the ground of supporting the missions to the actual support on education, culture, and the population. On the human rights we tackle the fundamental issue of the Charter of the United Nations. So I wish that all this geospatial information reach can help us on the different priorities of sustainable development, but also on the youth, the engagement of communities, the engagement from the community-based level, indigenous communities, to the local level, national, regional, and global.